Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, whatever it is in your time frame.
Morning, good
I'm
night,
very
gentlemen.
awkward tonight because it's been a while since I've been on a show.
It has.
Uh, so, but
Missed you.
welcome to episode 176 of The Sound. I am Kevin Harris,
I'm Lisa Wills.
And I'm Matt James.
and our other fearless one, Jared Seymour, will not be joining us tonight. He is in Kentucky on his way to Sonic Temple and has bad reception tonight, so he's not going to be able to join us on. But we do have Myles Clayborne. He is backstage. We'll be talking to him in just a little bit. But as always, we'll kick off the show with what you're talking or what you're listening to. But I'd like to go last on this one because then I want to
Okay.
get on something else after
Lisa,
we
do you want
talk
to go
about
first
what
or
we're
do you want me to
listening
go
to.
first?
I can't really hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't hear Matt.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
I can.
yeah.
Right. It's because I moved away from my microphone, you see.
No,
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
you can go first.
Okay. So I've been listening to quite a lot, loads and loads of new music, obviously, as I do every week for new ads. New Raptors banger, absolutely fucking brilliant. 2 new tracks dropped today, brand new Caskets and Parkway Drive, absolutely insane. But I've been listening to a band that I was introduced to 2 or 3 days ago,
Mm.
and they are absolutely killer. And I'm adding their new single on Friday, and they're called Sanity's Last Breath, and they are from San Antonio, Texas, and they've been working with Jonathan Norris, who introduced us on production and co-writing and stuff. So
I did a sneaky little thing on you.
what?
We're playing it on the station already.
Oh, are we?
Yeah. I put it in the other day.
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be added as a new ad.
No, I threw it into the into our our little secret playlist.
Mhm.
So it's in there. Jonathan hit me up and asked me if I would do it, and I was like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and put it in now. I'll talk to Matt about it later.
Yeah.
It is later.
It'll be announced on Saturday.
But yes, no, it is some really good stuff.
It's
It
some
is
really
some
good
really
stuff,
good
and they've
stuff.
got some more killer stuff coming out. So I've been listening to their back catalog, but they're in the process of rebranding, shall we say?
Mm.
So, but there's some killer music out there. Lisa, what you been listening to?
I've got a lot of shows coming up. My show schedule is literally jam packed through October. So I've been listening to some of the bands I'm going to be seeing, including Dead Eyes. A lot of Dead Eyes. They've been absolutely crushing it with new releases. They've been recently signed to Thriller Records, and they are my Baltimore heroes, man. I've been a fan of theirs for about 5 years now, just going to see them in these little tiny venues, and now they're supporting Beartooth on a few shows, and they've got a big tour with Archers, Rivals, and Of Virtue coming through this July. So if you do not know who they are, you can find them everywhere at Dead Eyes MD from Maryland.
I will
I
say-
hope they are on the second leg of that Archers tour because I think it's coming through here.
I think they're on the
Ooh,
entire tour.
now I'm going to look.
I think they're on the entire tour. I think it's
Yeah, I
Well-
believe they are on the entire tour.
I got an email asking if it would work in this area. So
yeah.
Ooh.
But I can't. Like, I had a word with Zach last year. We had a little conversation as we do, and he was like, "Dude, there's loads of new music coming out, and everything they put out so far has been a fucking banger after banger after banger."
I'm going to tell you what. You guys introduced them to me, and I'm sure you introduced them to Jared as well. And I dug everything they had put out. But this Thanks for Nothing song is really
Isn't it
good.
great?
It is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
what I've been liking is there's a little unique different sound to every single they've been putting out. One's a little bit more hard, one's, had that Here We Go Again, which was a bit of a Rage Against the Machine vibe, and
Really was.
like they're just killing it right now.
Yes.
I definitely see where at the end of July there would be opportunity for Mobile,
no,
Alabama.
No, they're talking about October.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
So-
Now, no, I only see July. July
Yeah.
5th, starting in Milwaukee and ending July 27th in St. Louis, Missouri.
So it might be even a third leg.
Might be.
So, but
Maybe.
we'll see.
Mr. Harris, what you been listening to?
So me, I could run down a massive list since the last time I talked to you guys, but recently, Melrose Avenue released Reflections, and of course, Body Bag, which is going to be in the grudge match tonight, and then absolutely fell in love with that new Mammoth. The End.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. Yeah. He's got
The-
talent for days, man.
The
Like,
guitar playing in that
Yeah.
is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And so it caused me to go down that rabbit hole with Mammoth again.
Yeah.
And
Have
they're
you
so
seen
good.
him live?
I saw him with Creed and Three Doors.
Yeah.
So here in
good.
Biloxi. So
So
yeah. And I wasn't even I'm still not a huge fan, but I wasn't even a casual fan until I saw him live. But when I saw him
Yeah.
live, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's
we were
really
the
fucking
same.
good.
We caught him at Download Festival when we went Download, and we were just like, let's just go and see what he's like and what he's about. And I wasn't like a huge fan, but I was just stood there in the crowd in awe of the amount of fucking talent that dude's got.
Oh yeah,
he demands your respect.
Yeah,
there
100%.
is no doubt. And it's fun. I watched an interview with him. He was talking about his dad and playing. They showed a picture of him playing that, you know, that vintage Eddie Van Halen, the guitar, the red, white, black, yeah. And they showed a picture of Eddie playing it, and it's like brand spanking new. Everything's, the whites are popping and everything. And then when Wolfgang's playing it, the whites are now yellowish and things like that. It's just so neat to see. So
Yeah. Super talented kid.
I love it. But yeah, that's also going to be added on Friday just to give some secrets away.
But on top of that, what I wanted to talk about, and I'm probably going to piss some people off.
Oh, great.
I'm not trying to. I'm really not. We've had this. We have had this discussion several times. Sleep Token.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It reminds me of, oh, Tool's different. Let's all like Tool. And now Sleep Token's different. And let's all love Sleep Token. And then I hear, I don't hate them. They just, I won't go out of my way to listen to them. If they're on, I don't turn them off or anything like that. But then I'm listening to the radio and FM radio, where they're supposed to be, you know, they control everything and they know what is going on in the world. And iHeartRadio bust out with a band on the verge. Here's Emergence from Sleep Token. I went, on the verge.
They're headlining Download. They're not on the verge.
What rock have you been sleeping
Right.
with? No pun intended.
I'm just like, I'm not a fan of theirs, but they're definitely not on the fucking verge.
No.
They're already
I
there.
will say that I wasn't a fan. Like, I'd heard a lot of their music. They've been a band a long time over here. And I was just like, they're talented, not my cup of tea. They were supporting Architects on the arena tour when me and Lisa went and saw them. Holy fucking shit, they're a band you have to see live.
Yeah.
Have to see live.
You have to.
You will be
And
a
it
fan.
might not,
As soon as you
it
see
might
them
not be
live,
for you.
You will be a fan. End of.
No, and it's definitely not for me.
Yeah,
And
that's
if
okay.
they happen to be playing a show I'm at, I'd watch it. But am I going to go out of my way to go to a Sleep Token show? No.
No, not the
It's just-
price tickets that they're selling now and selling out arena tours worldwide.
But they're on the verge. I mean,
They're on the
Right.
verge. Yeah,
they're
on the
getting
verge.
there. They're
Like,
close. I mean, 1.8 billion streams. They're close.
Yeah, they're climbing on 10 million monthly listeners.
Yeah.
And just what we saw them, Matt, when they opened for Architects, was that like 4 years ago?
That was just before they released the album, the newer out, not this one coming, the last one. It was before they dropped.
When we saw them, like one of the biggest songs they had was Alkaline.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, it was like it was either like 3 or 4 years ago. We saw them open for Architects, and I had heard of them, and it just, for me, I mean, I'm a big, like, I'm into classical music. I like different types of music, and so for me, when I heard the vocals with the really heavy riffs, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's incredible.
And
It was his voice that sold it for me.
they sold
I got
out
you.
a lot heavier live too.
Much heavier live.
Much heavier live.
Yeah.
I got you. Well,
It's
That
know.
and then number one Billboard, Ghost. Another
Yep.
another band I don't understand, but Lisa loves them.
Yeah.
I have been following Ghost for 11 years. I have followed them into multiple countries. I have seen them 20 times, and I will see them for the 21st and 22nd this summer.
Wow.
I will be at Madison Square Garden and Baltimore. So, yeah, I've made friends from all over the world because of that band. I have friends in New Zealand, Australia, France. I mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
All right.
It's amazing music community.
And they're
as well.
great live as well.
They're just fun. For me, they're fun. They're very entertaining.
No,
I like
like I said, I probably wouldn't go out of my way to see the show, but
Mhm.
if they came to Biloxi or Mobile, I might go just to see what it's all about. At least the live show of it. So
It's fun.
I can at least say, okay, yeah, I saw 'em. And then I can say whether I appreciated it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for me as well, you can't like you hear these bands and you love these bands, but when you see them live, then when you're listening to their music on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff, it's a different listening experience because you can feel that energy from the live show, if you know what I mean.
I will
Well,
tell
then
you.
here's a question.
I will tell you when that exactly happened. Nothing more.
Oh,
I saw Nothing More 10 years ago at a little bar.
totally
in
different now. They've
At
upped
a
their
little
game.
bar in Biloxi. Okay, cool. When I saw him 2 weeks ago, I lost tons of money at the merch booth.
Jeez, man.
I have a question though for the people in the chat. What band did you see live that changed your opinion? You became an instant fan. For me, it was Papa Roach. Didn't care for their music at all. I saw them open up for Shinedown. I think, I don't know, it's been probably 8 years ago now. And I became an instant fan because of Jacoby's energy.
That
What
man can work a
What
crowd.
band turned you?
Mine. Probably Asking Alexandria. When they were main support for Shinedown, and I wasn't a huge fan of them, and then I saw them and I was just like, whoa, okay.
Oh, and also Bring Me the Horizon after I saw them at
Oh.
Download. I really wasn't that big of a fan.
That I used to be a huge fan of their heavier stuff, but they blew Metallica and Slipknot out of the water. I'm sorry.
So I wanted to go back. There was somebody that put a comment in here. Where's it at? Adam, what's up?
Oh,
Adam. Prayers to you guys and your family. We love you guys. I hope you know that.
Big love.
Yeah, we love you, Adam. For those of you who watch this podcast on the regular, you know that Adam Burden is the Sound 228 VIP. We adore him. He is a huge fan of ours, and we're a really huge fan of him. Unfortunately, he lost his brother, Brandon, this week. And so our hearts are very, very heavy, and we love you, dude. We love you. Anything that we can do to help, please just let us know.
And all right, so let's see real quick. Ann says, saw this band 3 times this year, Execution Day.
Oh, okay.
And then Danielle says the Deftones. Never really listened to them, saw them live. And I can say that. I saw the Deftones live. The first time I saw them, I really didn't appreciate it that much. The second time I saw them, I don't know if it was the drugs I was on or whatever it was.
Right.
They're fucking good.
No,
And I fell in love with the Deftones that night.
I used to be a big-ish Deftones fan. I wasn't as big on Deftones as I was like Linkin Park and stuff, but I saw them at Download in 2016 and I walked away from the stage and I haven't listened to them since.
Life-changing live band is Korn. I can see that.
Welcome, Tanis, vocalist for Lives Lost out of Pennsylvania.
Non-point for Chet.
Yeah. I was gutted I missed their tour over here.
All right. So let's roll into the grudge match.
Yeah, I think we got to battle it out, haven't we?
So we do. We have the returning champion Nocturnal Affair going up against Melrose Avenue and their song Body Bag. So we're going to get that started now. You'll put in the comments video number 1 or video number 2. So we're going to go ahead and roll into that. And I think we're going to roll into, I think I loaded up the right video. We'll see. I promise you I pushed it. There you go.
upside down. Turn it louder, baby. We were so down. Turn the lights up, baby. We're dancing in the dark tonight. It's the night. Let's control it. Dance the dawn. Get down. So let's go. We don't slow down till it's make us slow. So just forget about the body, better get you. So just forget about the body, better get you.
All right. That's
There we
video number 1. That is Melrose Avenue and Body Bag. I love that tune.
I honestly, from my end, I couldn't hear or see the video.
Really?
No, I could hear Matt. I couldn't hear or see the video at all. I could see it on my phone. And I was just texting Matt. I'm like, can you see the video?
Yeah, no, she's just having technical issues. But
Huh.
I see why you've been getting into Melrose Avenue.
Yeah, they're really good.
I haven't really deep dived them yet. I remember you sent them to us, and I was like, right, they're on the list to deep dive. But I know exactly why you like them. It's electric cowboy vibes all day.
It
long.
is.
I was going to say it's got that electric cowboy feel
Yes.
to it.
Yeah,
So
it's great
Very
stuff,
energetic.
Yeah, great video too.
it immediately went to my my gym workout playlist. So, and Reflections isn't bad. The new one that they just released, it's a little softer, but it's not a bad tune at all. But here, let's go into video number 2. So put it in the comments, video number 1 or video number 2. We'll tabulate the votes and get a winner for this week, and we'll announce who they're going up against. What, 21st? Is that the next show? 21st? I think that's it. 21st.
I think so.
Who do we have?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Dark Below and Matt James from Black Dot
Yeah,
Mojo.
the other Matt
Hey,
James.
yes,
So
Oh, this Matt James.
that Matt
that
James.
yes, that
And I
Matt
got a
James.
story about that T-shirt when we come back.
All right, here's Nocturnal Affair. It's Cross Me Out. It is your returning champion on the grudge match. Put your votes in the comments, and you're watching the sound. Maybe.
Is that you calling my friend? Feeling low and bored with them. Do we make the same mistake? Carry out the same charade until the sun comes up again. Cross me out, write another ending. Tell me off whatever you're pretending. Had enough when all you do is wear me down. Another doubt, another day resenting all the lies, the story that you're feeding. Back it off, I'm tired of the runaround. All of the games that you played and the fighting, all of the wasted apologizing. Every promise made means nothing now. So you can cross me out. Cross me out. Twist the knife and blur the lines between the pages you've designed. You need someone to take the fall. I'm the villain that you call. Whenever you feel lost inside, cross me out, write another ending. Tell me off whatever you're pretending. Had enough when all you do is wear me down. Another doubt, another day resenting all the lies, the story that you're feeding. Back it off, I'm tired of the runaround. All of the games that you played and the fighting, all of the wasted apologizing. Every promise made means nothing now. So you can cross me out. I know you've done it before, so let me stop you now. You think you settled the score, so you can take me out. Just cross me out, 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 out. Cross me out, write another ending. Tell me off whatever you're pretending. Had enough when all you do is wear me down. Another doubt, another day resenting all the lies, the story that you're feeding. Back it off, I'm tired of the runaround. So you can cross me out. Cross me out.
All right, that is video number 2. Your returning champion, Nocturnal Affair. It's called Cross Me Out. Get your votes in now. Video number 1, video number 2. Just put it in the comments. No more poll bullshit or anything like that. Just put it in the comments.
I'm gonna take my hat off to Kevin Harris for that grudge match, because usually, be totally transparent with people, we at the Sound do not vote on the grudge match. We're not allowed to as part of the podcast, right? But a lot of the time, I sit here and watch the grudge match, and I'm like, that song should win, or that song should win, and I have something in my mind. It's probably the first time ever I can't fucking decide which one should win the grudge match. So
I mean, they're both good.
They're two banging.
The lead singer of Nocturnal Affair, his voice, and right at the
Yeah.
beginning of the song, and I hear it, and I'm trying to picture something that it compares to, and I can.
It's David Draymond.
Yes. So okay, and the first thing I thought was Disturbed, but then I was trying to figure out what Disturbed song, because David Draymond has a tendency, he can go in a couple different levels of his voice.
Sound of Silence.
Yeah, but he's almost he's got that, like, it's as if David Draymond was doing like Viking metal,
right?
You know, that's that kind of vibe I get. It's like, you know, like we've been playing Peyton Parrish quite a lot, and he's got that deep Viking voice, and that's what I get. It's David Draymond doing Viking metal, basically.
I can see that. I'm with you on that. So I can definitely see that. So real quick, I want to talk to a few things before we bring Myles on. So coming up in a month, I will be making my way to Hanover, Pennsylvania. Going to be hanging out with Lisa for the first time. I will be coming to where she's at. And she doesn't have to come down here. But we will be there at Rock on the Hill Music Festival, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Until I Wake, Brendan Starr, who is in the comments. Brendan, hello. Major
Brendan.
Moment, The Almas, Tube Freaks, Six Whiskey Revival, Dream Wake, Ashes Fall, Veer, Lives Lost, Closure.
Also in the comments.
Oh, yes. And Poet the Band, Burn the Martyr, Morning in May. And it's if I get it wrong, Retrieva.
Yeah.
Help me out there. So
it looks like I can't read it. Burn the Martyr, Morning in May, and Closure has recently been added as well.
Yes. So in Absent Wake, the band broke up, so Closure took in Absence Wake's place. So I will be going up to help co-host that event. So I'm super excited to be making my way up there and hanging out with everybody up there. So that's going on. But the same weekend, here on the coast, is Bike Fest at the Sanctuary in Biloxi with Josie Scott, and Jared will be there with the sound, handling all of that. So we're going to be in two places in one weekend, and going live from both places. It's gonna be a fun weekend.
Two festivals, knocking it out of the park.
Yep.
Yeah, and also Anne will be with us. As well at Rock on the Hill. This is literally Anne's backyard. Anne is the senior writer for the Sound 228 magazine. She has Annie Sound Waves. She does all that stuff for us. So she will also be on hand with me and Kevin. So if you see us, we don't buy. I mean, well, we do, but not that day. We will.
Love you, Annie.
And Brandy will be with Jared and them at the sound booth at the Bike Fest at the Sanctuary in Biloxi. So
so come say hello.
If you see any of us in the UK, just enjoying both shows.
If you see us, please come say hello.
We're taking these motherfuckers over, whether you like it or not.
All right.
It's the way we do it.
Yep.
All right, let's
get him in here.
Yeah, can we hold on 1 second? Can just literally 1 minute? It's been a long 5 years since they've taken the stage, 13 years since they played the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and it's time for the return of the Gulf Coast very own 12 Stones. The Sound 228 and Budweiser present 12 Stones live at the D'Iberville Community Center Saturday, July 19th. This is an all-ages show, the return of 12 Stones. 12 Stones with special guest Counterfeit, the tribute to Limp Bizkit, Envision, Them Guys, Transient, and the big reveal. 12 Stones is back. 12 Stones, Counterfeit, Envision, Them Guys, Transient, and the big reveal. Saturday, July 19th at the D'Iberville Community Center. This is an all-ages event. Show tickets are just $25 in advance. Get tickets at thesound228.com. And I will say this, the big reveal played at the Crawfish Festival last weekend.
Oh, how was that?
The oldest is 19 years old. The oldest is 19. And these kids own the stage. And
Wow.
we had people from casinos asking about them and things like that. They are the typical, I guess, pop rock type sound. They fit
Okay.
they fit perfect with Hinder and with Puddle of Mud, and they're big fans of Sister Hazel, things like that. Fantastic musicians and a great job. So if you get an opportunity to go to this show, make sure you get there in time to see the big reveal. I mean, these kids are phenomenal. They're from Grand Bay, Alabama, and just absolutely badass. So
There you go.
all right, let's bring Myles in.
Let's bring him in.
There he is.
So, guys.
Thanks for your patience.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I'm just hanging out, y'all.
Yeah, I told you 15 minutes and it was like 32. Sorry.
It was like, yeah.
I was enjoying the stream, dude. It was fun to watch.
We do our best to bullshit and try not to get people to go, you know what, fuck this. we try to give them enough information to keep them hanging around for a little while.
Yeah.
But now we have you, so now it's all on you. So you got to get them to hang around for a little while.
Oh boy. All right, you guys want to talk about physics then, or chemistry, or
No, I would like to talk
There you
about. I want to talk about your music. When I got a message, I believe it was from Sam McIntosh a few months ago. He sent me a message, and it was for your song "Gaslight." And I listened to it, and I was like, "He sampled SpongeBob. You're my fucking hero." I was like, I never in a million years would have ever expected to hear a sample of SpongeBob, and the what you chose to sample, I thought was literally a stroke of genius. Can you please, and I know that we probably have the video to show, Kevin.
Oh yeah, that's the video we're playing tonight.
Right, which is absolutely wild. So well done. But can you give us a little bit of backstory? Let's start out with your project, Left on Red. Tell us how that came about, and then we'll eventually get to you sampling SpongeBob.
Yeah, so that's the whole story of how the band started is pretty I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty dumb. Like, so I know 3 people in Colombia. So like this band started a year after I moved here. And with Corey Harness, Shay Spence, Anthony Brummer, I knew them all kind of separately. I knew Anthony from his other band, Con Man Economy. I knew Shay from her old band, Many Colored Death. I just was Facebook friends with Corey. I didn't even know that dude played guitar. Like, no, not gonna lie to you. But we had all kind of hung out like separately at one point, and the very end of 2023, I wrote Fairweather, which was the first single that we put out, and it was supposed to be for a client. That wasn't supposed to be like the first single for Left on Red at all. That the band wasn't even thought of at that point. So I finished the track for the client. I sent it over to the client. He came back with, not really what I was searching for. Let's try something different. And I was like, all right. And I remember sending it to a buddy of mine who produces out in Nashville. And I was just like, hey, do you know anybody that would want to do something with this? And he went, why don't you do something with it? I was like, I don't have a band. He's like, fucking make one. I was just like, well, we'll see what happens. So I wrote all the lyrics, recorded the song. And I was like, man, this actually is pretty rad. I'm kind of liking this. And so just kind of hanging out. And it was getting real close to New Year's. And I was just like, you know what? If I'm going to start something, this is going to kind of be a project. I need to find other people to do this with, because I don't want to just make this a studio project. I had a studio project before, and it was fun, but like, I want to be on stage. I want to be able to like perform these songs. And so I freaking messaged it to literally the 3 people in my band are the only 3 people I ever asked to be in this project. So I sent the track to Brummer, Corey, and Shay. And I was like, what do you think of this? And all of them were like, hell yeah, we dig that. I'm just like, you guys want to play in a band? And they were all like separately like, hell yeah. And then I was like, sick. So started the freaking group chat on Facebook, added them all in. And I was like, hey, what's up? So this is the band. It's called Left on Red. And they were like, sick.
Job done.
Literally.
Wow.
we shot the Black Hole video before we'd ever like actually played together. So that was fun. Like this whole band, it's really wild. Like the whole band started as a controlled fall, basically. Because like we hadn't planned anything out. It was just kind of like, okay, we've got this one song, and we kind of like started just writing other songs. Like the whole EP, from the time we released Fairweather, when we was like, oh yeah, we're gonna put an EP out in May. There was one song written when we said that. And so the other 5 songs kind of came apart or came together in the months leading up to that. I agree, Jeff. I 100% agree with
Yes.
that. The whole thing came kind of together, like just in this falling motion. We shot the drummer. We shot the Black Hole video, put that out, and like this kind of momentum started building with the band that none of us really expected. Like we had our first, I want to say 12 or 1300 likes on our page within 2 weeks of making the page. So we were like, okay, this is kind of cool. And this, like, we played our first show to like straight up 3 or 4 people in St. Louis. We sold out our first show in Columbia, which was cool. And like, it's just this whole band has just been instance after instance of what the fuck is happening. It's
Crazy.
been great the whole time.
It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
has there been, I'm sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say, I remember Myles reaching out to me last year, like early last year, and he was like, "Hey, dude, like, do you think you can have, my song and stuff?" And I was like, "Dude, send it me over." And then it just went dead, and I was like, "What's up with him?" And then he sent me Flatline, and I was like, "Right." And he was like, "Dude, man, I've been so fucking busy writing and doing stuff. Like, I just haven't had time to do it. Like, the man's been busy."
Well, in addition to being in Left on Red, you don't just do that. You also do music production. Do you co-write as well?
I do a little bit here and there. It's been more like producing for bands. Like they'll kind of hit me up, and I'm kind of like the Burger King of, of music creation. They'll be like, "Give me a little bit of like freaking Wage War and like mix it with Star Set," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'll just kind of like pump out a track that has those influences in it, and that's kind of what they'll take to their studio and do the lyrics and all that stuff too. But
I will tell you this: one of my favorites that has come from your creation is Seven.
that was a fun band, man. Love that.
They've put some good stuff out that you've done with them, and very impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that was a really fun, long project. Actually, we worked on that record for a long time.
Has music always been a love of yours? How did you get started in music?
Yeah, church, real young, which is hilarious because like the church that I went to wasn't like the typical like black church that you would think of, where like the music was popping and everything was all like, no, it was like probably the most boring, like bland church in Springfield you could go to.
Oh, come on now.
I'm not kidding.
I mean, we have no. What kind of church was it? Isn't
basically if you wanted to find a place to fall asleep, that was the place to do it.
Oh damn! Wow. That is so not what I was hoping for.
No, it was not fun.
So how did the love of music start there?
It was just me watching the drummer at the time, Albert Boone. I remember him like the back of my hand, and my mom kind of like noticed that I was just like laser focused on the drummer the entirety of the service until they stopped playing, and then it was but I was like 10, I was like 10 years old. But she kind of like made the connection after a service one day. It was like, "Hey, my son's been kind of interested in seeing what you're doing." And so like there was a point in time where he let me sit behind him, like he had a chair behind the drum set, and I was able to watch, And so after service, he started teaching me a couple little things here and there, and that kind of grew into me wanting to learn guitar. And like I kind of just started making the progression. And I think it was around the time that I want to say 13 or 14, because like I was very like as far as church goes, I was like very much like just pushed into the church direction when very young. which that's pretty much the only kind of music that played in the house. Like it was T.D. Jakes, Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams. That was pretty much it. And I distinctly remember being on YouTube one day watching like a YouTube video of like roller coasters or something like that. And the ad that came up after that was for Simple Plan's song Addicted. And that was like the first like rock song that I'd heard besides like the music that played in like Kmart at the time.
So your introduction to secular music.
Exactly. And that was just
Right.
that was like a moment for me. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's what happens with like electric guitars, man. This is awesome. And so it kind of grew from there. So it's weird because like I tell people like, yeah, I started playing in church and that's why I play deathcore now.
Love it.
But like I
Yes.
just seriously just like such a wild 180 from what like how I like grew up. But it's just I've always known I was gonna do music because over the years I just kind of realized that I don't really like doing anything else. Like regular jobs I haven't really stuck with. It's just nothing really holds my attention like music does.
No, and that's the love and the passion for it. It's that's what you want to do. That's what you want to. That's your forte in life is music. Clearly.
Yeah.
So how did you go from learning the drums in church, so to speak, to now producing some of these bangers that we're hearing?
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. No, like it the producing thing actually started as a necessity, believe it or not. So right when COVID hit, I had been working for an alcohol distributor, and that alcohol distributor wasn't so like my whole like department was the department that basically um supplied all of the alcohol for bars and restaurants.
Oh no. You
Bars
got
and
laid off?
restaurants weren't open anymore, you know? So it was
Right.
pretty much just like liquor stores and 7-Elevens and whatnot. So like my whole section just got shelved. Like
Yeah.
they were just like, we have any work for you. I'm sorry, you guys can push brooms all day, but that's pretty much all we have. And it was going to be a significant pay cut. And so they were just like, you guys can just kind of get laid off and we'll call you whenever stuff comes back on. I was like, all right. And so I went home and pretty much all I could do was sit on unemployment and like try to DoorDash when I could. And then I just was just like, well, I had my first guitar, which is sitting right over here. It's my 7-string. That was the first electric guitar. The first 7-string guitar that I bought. That guitar is what started Vigilante Productions. It was just that. That and the laptop that I no longer have. But I just kind of started writing tracks and like was just like, I don't know what I was gonna do with these. I had I think like a 50 or 60 tracks over a couple months that I had just kind of like put together randomly. They were shit. They were real bad. But I mean, I've obviously gotten a lot better since then. But like there was one of the days that I filmed like a little 30-second clip of one of the songs I had done and just, put it up on Facebook or whatever. I was like, just something I'm working on. And a guy messaged me and was like, hey, what do you do with these? And I was just like, oh, they just sit on my hard drive collecting virtual dust, basically. And he's like, well, my band's looking for tracks to kind of work on. Can I buy that off of you? And I was like, okay, that's something. Hell yeah. Thanks, Quentin. Appreciate that. He was like, how much do you want for it? And I was just like, obviously I didn't know how this stuff worked. I was like, $50, I guess. And he was just like, oh, hell yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. $50, here you go.
Right.
And so that's kind of how that started. And it's just kind of progressed since then to the point where now I'm going on year 3 of, I mean, I think I had 1 or 2 jobs over the course of the last 3 years that I've been here. But this has been pretty much my main job. The last job I left in May of last year. And I've just been doing the production thing and band stuff since. So it's going pretty well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so I guess we're going to have to go ahead and show the people Gaslight.
Yeah.
Which I think is absolutely friggin' wild. And Jared's not here to say it, so I will. Either tell us everything or tell us nothing.
Oh, is that like about everything going on or everything about the song?
No, the video.
Oh, video.
What do you want to know?
Everything or nothing.
Everything or nothing. Like just like a backstory?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the song's basically like you want to know like about the song basically is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the song is pretty much about a past relationship that I had, to where, I mean, straight up, it's this is why the song's called Gaslight. There's literally, this is gonna blow your fucking mind. There's no correlation with the SpongeBob shit at all. I just thought it was hilarious.
Well, you succeeded on that. It is hilarious.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like there was no reason. Like we were in the back of the van, and I'm pretty sure like one or two of us had a couple, and the other two of us were probably stoned. But I came up with the line, like pretty much the pre-breakdown line, where it was like, "This isn't fun. I'm not your toy. You had your day. You took my joy. I'm not your Patrick. So stop your ploy. Now hear my words, me hoi manoi." And I just like was just like, yeah, that's funny.
It really is.
Yeah. Like, there's no
This is
reason.
funny.
I just thought it was hilarious, and I kept that one line in our notes, like in my notes on my phone, and then one day I just had the ba-na-na-na, like riff, and just kind of started writing the whole song, and that whole song is pretty much written around the breakdown. So I just kind of made the whole song correlate into that, and just kind of like dug deep into a past relationship where I was just made to feel pretty much like I was the aggressor without doing anything for 2 years of my life.
Mm.
And to where I was just like, you know what, I don't deserve this. Like, I've done nothing to you to make this happen to me, and so I'm gonna go ahead and fuck off.
Well, you fucked right off into a really killer fucking song and video.
You did.
So
And we're gonna play it, but I do like to give shout outs to band members when they hop in and say
Yeah.
hi. So Joey from Outlier just hopped in and said, "What's
Yeah.
up?" So welcome, Joey,
Hey.
to the show.
What's up,
Appreciate
Joey?
you.
Joey,
Up, my dude.
But here he is, left on red. This is Gaslight, and you're watching The Sound.
You make me think that I'm the problem. Just in your head, just stop and think. I'm not that person. Lie after lie until I break. Come to as a gaslight. I wasn't raised to hold my tongue. Just say I know nothing. Just say I came for me. I draw the line. I'm being disrespected. You're out of time. Apology rejected. There's no reason to use it. Everything that you say is just a lie repeated over time. I won't keep living with your hands around me. Don't tell me it's alright, stop at the gaslight. You should take a bow. Quit our performance. I lost it when you started crying. Yes, I read the message. So real I am isolated. Your nose are lying, so I coming from a mile away. Your insincerity is showing through the words you say. Your presence lost on me. I draw the line. I'm being disrespected. You're out of time. Apology rejected. There's no reason to use it. Everything that you say is just a lie repeated over time. I won't keep living with your hands around me. Don't tell me it's alright, stop at the gaslight. Everything that you say is just a lie repeated. Don't tell me it's alright, stop at the gaslight. This isn't fun. I'm not your toy. You had your day. You took my joy. I'm not your Patrick. So stop your pride. Now hear my words. Cause nothing now. I flipped the script and watched you struggle. Don't take a mouth. What's really what you should believe? You're more you. How's it feel to never know? If it's our fault, it's always your fault. Waste your time. There's no reason to use it. Everything that you say is just a lie repeated over time. I won't keep living with your hands around me. Don't tell me it's alright, stop at the gaslight. Waste your time. There's no reason to use it. Everything that you say is just a lie
Fucking fire, man.
The
Fucking fire.
SpongeBob, it's
I love
the
it.
the SpongeBob squeal that gets me.
It's perfect,
it.
right?
I love it.
And I saw the pineapple. I love the way you guys were dressed. You like really tied it in with the little flash of SpongeBob in the back and the SpongeBob thing. Was that a
Right.
person?
That was a person, yeah.
Okay.
That was a guy in a suit.
I love it. Like my daughter is 23, and I raised her on that. You know, we used to watch it together all the time. So for me to hear that, it's just it brings a sense of nostalgia.
Mhm.
You know, I think to probably a lot of people, you know, growing up listening to SpongeBob and watching it, and to have you sample it. Has anyone else done that?
I'm pretty sure there had to be. I mean, there was that entire sample core era, like between like 2007 and 2009, where everybody was taking like little bits and pieces from movies and TV shows. So I'm sure at some point there's had to be like a SpongeBob laugh or something like that. But like it's been a while.
Not in a song like that.
No.
Oh,
No.
No.
Maybe this is something I can get. I've got loads of like sample ideas in my head that I really want to fucking hear in a track. I'm going to send them to Myles and get him to do it.
I will say this. So you caused me to go look things up when you ask questions like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs have sampled SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Not including Left on Red.
well,
It's not really that many.
They've used Texas is Dumb, Little Texas song, their song SpongeBob. And in it, they use Texas is Dumb and Mayonnaise is Not an Instrument.
Right.
And
Now,
then
there's
a few of them, like SpongeBob saying ignorant and I got top and bikini bottom. So
right.
stuff like that. But yeah, you
There's
made me go
sample.
check. So
One
Hey, fair enough.
sample. One
you did more.
sample
You did
I
more research
really
than I
want.
did.
you didn't have
One-
to though.
There's
What'd
one
you say, Matt?
sample I really want from a TV show. Now, I don't know if you're a comic book fan at all.
Little bit. What you got?
Now, have you seen the DC series Arrow?
Yeah.
Now, what I want sampled right before a really sick fucking heavy breakdown is "You have failed this city."
Right?
Ooh.
Good one.
Yeah.
Actually,
I want to jump back to a comment that I saw a second ago. Now, Mr. Joey Arena, I think a Left on Red and Outlier run would be a good fucking collab, dude.
I gotta agree with that.
I'm just
I gotta
saying.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm
The
going to
thing-
New Orleans to see Outlier.
Yeah,
Q2 of 2026. I'm calling it now.
Yeah. But the thing I love about Left on Red, and it's probably the music's great and everything like that, but you are so well known for being behind the kit that seeing a different side of you and seeing you out the front, like I've seen all the live footage from the shows and stuff like that. It's fucking great to see like that different side of you, and you're killing it.
Oh, thank you, man. It's been interesting. It's a progression for sure. Like when you're used to spending 45 minutes behind a drum set and you're told to take a microphone and start walking around the stage and engaging with people, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But
Well, the thing is, like when you're playing live, everyone tends to get ignored in the band other than the vocalist. So it's got to be a different perspective from you, from being behind the kit and being hidden, but like right at the back, to like being in front and like seeing those people and like they're paying attention to you now. So how does that feel when you're out playing shows?
It's nerve-wracking for the first 0.5 seconds of a show. Like as soon as that first song kicks in and I like get the first part of the words out of my mouth, like I'm sitting pretty for the duration of the set usually. Because like I know my one job for however many minutes I got on that stage is to make everybody in that crowd fall in love with us. That's my one purpose. Like I'm not there to hit every note perfectly. I'm not there to be the most like show-offy charismatic dude. Like I'm just there to be like, hey, this is us. I'm gonna make you feel what we feel about our music.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
what it's about. It's you're there to have a good time, for one, playing music that you've written and doing what you love. They're there to have a good time listening to great fucking music. And if you can all have fun together and, you know, make friends along the way per se, it's a win-win situation for everyone, isn't it? Because like for me, when I go to a show, I don't play instrument. I do dabble in, or I haven't picked up a guitar since I was about 15, 16. But like for me, when I go to a show, that's a mental release. And like I've spoke to a few people that are up on the stage doing it, and they said it's exactly the same for them. It's an outlet to, you know, get rid of that when you know, stress and stuff like that. It's you're up there and you can just let it all out and go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Miles has a bunch of show dates coming up.
Oh, wait, hold on, Lisa. You were supposed to give me a heads up on that. Hold on.
Oh,
Kevin's prepared. Don't you worry.
yay!
Hey.
Yes,
Yep.
Left on Red going out with Allborn on some dates and then Etched in Embers. So
Yeah.
take a gander, folks.
I'm so excited
Looks
for
like
those.
mostly the Midwest.
Mhm. For now.
For now, I know there's going to be a Richmond date at some point soon.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I'm just manifesting it. I'm just saying. But
Actually, hold on. Let me look at something real quick. Because this is some info that you guys are going to get that not a lot of other people have gotten. So we have this tour coming up, right? These 2 runs with Allborn and Extra Numbers.
Mhm.
We still have an entire fall that we haven't announced yet.
we're listening.
Oh, I'm not. That's all you're going to get.
I know.
from
I
pretty
know
much
one of the
August
dates.
to November. There is lots going on.
Yeah.
I know
So
one of the
hopefully
dates.
I'll get to see you in person soon.
Oh, actually,
Oh, Kevin, yes.
yep.
One of the
Actually,
days
you will
in
most likely.
November.
From what I
Jeff
saw,
Haig, if you're still here, we going.
yeah, with actually a band that I'm a really big fan of. So, yeah,
Okay.
that'll be fun.
All right. I'm
It's a
very
long run,
excited
too.
about that. Now
Real
all
long.
we have to do is just get you across the pond to see Matt.
Yeah, please.
Dude, we can
Please.
talk. Dude, we can talk.
That's a whole other side
That's
conversation.
a whole nother conversation, man.
Yes.
I can't tell
But
you how many
I'm
times I go
working
on
on it.
YouTube. Huh?
I'm working on bringing like up and coming bands in America over here.
Please, man. Because I
So-
seriously, I go on YouTube like at least twice a week and I just watch tour vlogs from the UK and I'm just like, it looks so fun.
It
Yeah.
is.
We'll do what we did with the Almas. We'll go on a fucking tour and we'll go do some sightseeing and go to Stonehenge and London and
Sick.
yeah, man, we'll do it. We'll figure it out.
Sick.
And then you can feature Matt's ass in a video.
Yeah, like
Hey.
the Almas did.
That's the only reason we're going, honestly. Picture won't suffice. I need the real thing.
I love that.
Crazy.
So, if we go back to last month, for those of you that don't know, Left on Red was on the cover of the April issue of the Sound magazine. So, and you can still go there and read the magazine and purchase it as well. So, when they're out on these tour dates, you have this magazine that they can sign.
Yep.
Let's
So-
make that happen.
The sound228.com. It's all right there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had to postpone this episode because we had some very serious technical issues that we had to address. But Miles, thank you for being so gracious and
Yes.
rescheduling with us. Sometimes
Always.
shit happens, man.
I get that 100% wholeheartedly. 100%. I got you.
So,
Wow.
do you have anything that you want to say that you haven't had a chance to say yet to everybody?
Well, I guess at this point, we should be dropping another track by the end of this month.
Ooh.
Nice.
And if all goes well, we'll have another one to drop next month as well. But we're still kind of up on that one because we might just save it because we're dropping an entire album in July.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
the debut album is coming.
Debut album, yep.
Wow. Okay. Can we get a title?
The album is called From Anger with Love.
I love that.
So I'll
Yeah.
tell you this right now. If you want to get me the track as early as you can, that's dropping at the end of the month, I'll prem it.
Oh, you got it. Absolutely. As soon as it gets mixed and mastered.
No one to blame but yourself.
Yeah, just send me the
No,
tracks and
we
I'll
actually
work
did
on it.
outsource for the mixing and mastering of the album. I wanted to make sure that everything from Flatline to Gaslight or to True Colors has been mixed and mastered out of house.
Yeah.
So I've been handling all the production as I did on the first EP. Like I do everything up until it has to get mixed and mastered, and then I ship it off to our buddy Michael Martinson, and he handles the mixing and mastering because he does it a lot better than I do.
But it's not just like if he's better than you, it's also having like, because we get a lot of bands on here that self-produce anyway.
Hmm.
It's sometimes when you're doing everything, the production, the writing, and everything, you get too emotionally invested in the track, and
Exactly.
need
I
an
was going to
outside
ask that
ear on it.
question. Do you need that outside source to make sure that you didn't miss anything?
Absolutely, 100%. That's the main reason. Because I'm like anybody. I mean, I'm the same way when like bands bring me demos. You know, they bring it to me because I need an outside source. I send these tracks off to get mixed and mastered because I'm too connected. I've already spent like the however long it's taken me to write, produce, and like get the track sounding to where I want it to sound, to where I can send all these stems off to Mike and he opens stuff up and he hears things differently than I did. And he knows what parts to emphasize, what parts need to die down a little bit. And like that's I've gotten a little bit of a blessing and a curse over the fact of like I do all the stuff in the band.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like I can play I do the guitar parts, the drumming, the bass, the vocals. And I I get to this point where I like things compete, you know? And I'm like, well, this is a cool spot that I want to showcase, but this is also a cool spot that I want to showcase, and the stuff's vocally doing stuff here. And Mike takes all of that and he's just like, yeah, that's all sick, but is it good for the song? And he'll be like, this is what needs to be emphasized, this is what needs to die back a little bit. And I 100% fully trust in his abilities and what he does because obviously these tracks are slamming.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of bands see that mixing and mastering or even just production as something that they don't need to spend money on. It's an investment in your sound.
Yeah.
Working in a vacuum does not benefit you in any way whatsoever. If you do not let someone who isn't emotionally tied to a project listen to it, you're defeating the purpose of actually putting out the music.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the best thing that it can be. Like, I think that people think that producers or songwriters are trying to manipulate you and make it into something that it's not, when 99% of the time they're just trying to elevate what you already have.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
truly an investment. And I wish that there's so many artists that are tied down to, well, it's my song, I've got to hang on to it, I need to have the say. You do get a say.
Yeah.
But you also have to be open to collaboration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, like one of the things one of the biggest things I like to say is if you can't do something, because I get a lot of horrible stuff in my inbox that just sounds like it was recorded in a garage, right? And if you can't do something
In a what?
A garage.
a garage,
I know what he
like,
meant. I just wanted to hear. I wanted him to say it
Garage.
again.
called a garage, right? Speak proper English, Kevin. But like you just said, like he's better than you at the mixing and mastering stuff. Like you can do it, but that's investing in you and your sound. Like if you don't know how to do something, or someone who's better at doing it, invest in yourself.
Exactly.
It's as
And that's,
simple as that.
it's the same thing I tell my clients when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm just like, you can absolutely do it all yourself, but is it going to be coming out the best way? Like, are you hanging on to it because you're selfish, or are you hanging on to it because you know you can do it better than I can?
Right.
You know,
You've got to do what's best for the track, and you've got to do what's best for the band.
exactly. The best buildings were built by teams.
Well, what's the biggest misconceptions that you think that bands have about working with an outside producer?
The biggest misconceptions I've seen is that they're going to completely change it to where it sounds like they did it instead of what the band is. They see it more as I'm handing off my baby to be completely changed instead of I'm bringing this project to someone else to collaborate with me. So that's the biggest thing, because like whenever bands bring me demos, it's a little different from when I like just produce a straight up track like from scratch. When they bring me demos, I do my absolute best to incorporate everything they had in that demo, and basically all I do, they bring me the cake, I shape it and put the icing on it. That's it. The foundation's already there.
Right.
Right. I just wish that more bands that who are stuck in this space of I'm going to do it all. Like there's some bands who can do it all.
Yeah.
There are very few, but there are some that can.
Mhm.
But working with a songwriter, producer, really elevates the track. And I wish that more of them would let go of
Yeah.
their baby. And instead of just, making it only crawl, they allow it to walk and
Right.
run and sprint.
Right. Yeah. They can't, no band should limit themselves. Like you've got a full band and everyone's got their abilities. Like we do the same thing in our band as far as like everyone having their strengths and weaknesses. Like my strengths, obviously writing music. Corey, our guitarist, is a freaking tattoo artist. So he handles a lot of our artwork. Brummer, incredible content creation. That guy makes reels like no tomorrow. And Shay has got a freaking business mindset like I wouldn't believe. So like we've got a great team as far as like we've been able to save money in those senses because like we're not paying for studio time and we're not paying for content creation. We're not paying for marketing as far as like all of our artwork and whatnot and our merch. All of our merch is designed in-house. We just pay for the printing. So building a team and like knowing how to have your band play to strengths and weaknesses, like to like beef up where people are lacking, or just kind of like be open to outside help is a big part of your success as a band and as a business.
Yeah, hands down. You gotta have a team behind you.
Yeah, you got it.
Absolutely.
From day one, you got to start building that team. I mean, that's why we got Sam.
Right.
We wouldn't have a full schedule this year if we didn't have Sam, man. That guy is a workhorse when it comes to booking shows.
I'm just messing with QR codes now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm like, what's happening? Okay, well, if anyone is looking to find Left on Red, where can they find you?
Everywhere. We are on TikTok, we're Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're on every social media you can listen, or every social media you can find to like keep up with us. Just at Left on Red, Como, COMO is a lot of our handles for pretty much everything. We got like if you go to one of our socials, there's a link tree there to go to every other one of the socials.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's real easy to find us. It's also got a link to all of our all of events that we got going on. You'll find the new music that we've put out there, any reaction videos we've gotten, tickets. If you're at a show, you can buy you can go on there and like see our Venmo to pay for merch if you need to do it that way. Like we try to make everything real simple for people because nobody likes to do more than a couple clicks. So.
No.
Exactly. Exactly. Well,
Agreed.
thank you very, very much for being with us this evening. Hey, if you're in the Midwest, please head over to their website. Do you have a website?
We technically do. I think it's just leftonredcomo.com. I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't been on it in a long time.
Head over to their socials and grab your tickets for their runs with Allborn and Etched in Embers and hopefully Richmond soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, Myles. We appreciate you and
Yes, sir.
wish you continued success with
Thank you so
Left
much.
on Red.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for your time, bro.
All
That was
right.
fun.
Well,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah, I was sitting there just starting to mess with the Q. I forgot we had QR codes. So
And
I
I'm
was
like,
just like,
what is happening?
so if you would like to support the show, make your way over to the website at thesound228.com, hit up the shop and get you some sound
yeah.
gear.
dude,
Yes, Matt and
now-
Kevin will drop their OnlyFans handles momentarily.
I will.
Mm.
You can see more of my ass. No, I can see him in the comments right now, so I want to do a little as soon as we're talking about, outsourcing things to people. Now, if you're in a band and you need artwork, you need graphics design doing, help our boy Jason Catlett.
Yeah. Oh my
One of
God.
the best
Yes.
in the fucking business right now.
He
His
is
designs, his
amazing.
artwork, band logos, anything you need, content, he's your man.
So this question got asked. And no, we did not.
Okay.
We did not
touch
discuss that.
on that subject. No.
Hi, Melissa. I love you. How are you? No, no. No.
We left that one alone.
Yeah, we left that one alone. Yeah.
Mainly, I mean, I wasn't even thinking about it.
Well, I
But-
have to tell you, they actually played a show by me not too long ago.
Trap.
It was a sold out acoustic show.
Oh yeah.
I did not attend. But yeah.
we had them, I don't know, a few months back. God, I don't even remember. Brandy might remember, but I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was a pretty big show. It was Trapped and Storage 24, and I think Citizen Kane played on that one as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
Okay.
it
Yeah.
was it was a good show. I mean, I didn't
Like
stay
9 months?
all the way through Trapped, but
9 months ago?
yeah, it was it was a while back, but I mean,
Let me ask a stupid question because I don't really recall. What is the issue with Trapped?
so he made some comments, and I'm sure somebody will put it in the chat group. I'd have to go exactly read what the comments were, but it had something to do with if I remember right, pedophile or something like that. He didn't have a problem with underage sex. I don't remember exactly what it was because I try not to get into that shit.
Okay.
I try not to
look it up
try not to
on
be a
my
part
own.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look it up on my own.
But I don't remember. I'm sure somebody will put it in the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and I mean, he got canceled pretty much.
Ay.
And then social media wise, he would bitch and complain and all of that, and he'd get shadow banned and got locked out of Twitter or whatever it was. I don't remember all of it.
Yeah, it
But-
was a like whole knock-on effect, wasn't it? Of
Right. But in other news, that is the new cover of our magazine for the month of May that just came out this past Friday
Yes.
with the UK band Raptors on the cover.
Yes.
Definitely check it out. Anne did a great job on the cover story.
She did.
And that is available at thesound228.com, and you can order a physical copy of that too as well.
I'm just going to say it right now. There's a bunch of sexy boys right there. Look at them.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Look at them in that fucking picture. I love it.
They are amazing. And I know most of you have never seen them live. I hope that they will be coming to the US soon. Their biggest audience is actually here in the States.
I can tell you now from speaking to Harley at a few shows that I've been to, they are working on it.
Pretty sure I was right
Great.
next to you. Yeah.
Great.
They are. They are.
Yeah,
they
they're
are
working
working on it. Hopefully soon.
And like I said, we still got a couple months away, but we have our show coming up on July 19th at the D'Iberville Community Center. 12 Stones Counterfeit, the tribute to Limp Bizkit, Envision, Them Guys, Transient, and the big reveal. I know John and Chet from Them Guys were in the chat earlier, so thank you guys for joining us on the show. So get your tickets now. They're $25 in advance, $35 the day of the show. Save yourself $10, which will be good for a couple beers because we're going to be selling the beer. So they won't be $11 beers. They won't be $8 beers. So, and it is an all ages show. So
Just come down.
we did our best to allow that to happen as well.
I hate that I live so far away.
How it's been a long time since they played down there, isn't it?
So, I mean, they recently, back in the end of March, they played at Southport in New Orleans as their first official show back. New Orleans being their hometown, I would expect that. They did well, but I mean, they're playing quite a few festivals. They've got some dates coming up. So they've got some new music that they're getting ready to work on. So, I mean, they're back. They're back. So, but as far as playing on the Mississippi coast, it's been 15 years. So
crazy.
All right. Do we have a grudge match winner?
we did. We didn't get a lot of votes, but video number 2, Nocturnal Affair, crossed me out. Moving on to go for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
And they will be facing Dead Eyes.
Oh.
So
Challenge accepted.
I mean, Thanks for Nothing, the new single from Dead Eyes.
It's banging. It's banging.
They released a video for it, so why not put it into the grudge match?
Okay.
I think we've added every single that they've dropped this year.
I believe we have. So,
Because it's fire.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolute fire. Great dudes. Love those dudes.
So once again, thank you guys for joining us. We will be back on the 21st. We will have Josh from Dark Below and Matt James from Blacktop Mojo. They've got a new single together that we're playing on the sound. We'll be chatting with them. And then you'll have the Nocturnal Affair going for the Grudge Match Hall of Fame to up against Dead Eyes with their new single.
Thanks for nothing.
So, well,
Thanks for nothing.
I was going to
Yeah.
say that sounds like
Thanks,
Lisa
Kevin.
talking to me on a normal basis. Thanks for nothing. So, we will talk to everybody later. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.